And now, the time fight fans all across the globe have been waiting for. It's the MTMV main card with your man, The Voice. As always, in the opposite corner, my mano y mano, my verbal sparring partner, Philly's finest with all his Philly gear on today. Not perpetrating like last week, all his Phillies gear on today. Wildress, Ruff. What's going on, Ruff?
You can't even give me a proper intro without the slander I see. Ladies and gentlemen,
smoke a clock. What you expect?
I don't want to hear. Ladies and gentlemen, it's the man, Wildress. You got me flustered. I'm here with the man, the myth, the legend, the voice. Yes, I'm in all my Philly gear. You know why? Because it's the MLB playoffs. And my Phillies is coming for the chip. You know we in it, boys. Are you? Right. Is St. Louis in it?
No, not at all.
Is St. Louis? Okay, then you can't talk to me, boys.
Hold on, wait. My St. Louis Astros might be in it though.
There's no St. Louis Astros. You mean
they are owned by a man who went to the same school I went to, St. Louis Astros.
That don't me and Kevin Bacon from the same neighborhood. That don't mean I'm claiming everything that he do either. I ain't trying to hear that. The Philadelphia Phillies be coming for the chip this year, and it's smoke the clock because now you got me hyped. You out here hating. How you feeling, boys? I see you out here with your t-shirt on. You decided not to go super fresh today. You said I'm gonna go bummy because I got the halo over my head, and so I don't need nothing else but Jesus and no swag. That's what you said today.
No, that's not what I said. What I said was it's smoke o'clock. I don't have time to go change into something else, so I'm gonna leave my very nice V-neck tee on, is what I said.
We just gonna say because it's a special episode today, it's the Bellator takeover that you just came to fight. So you was just like, let me just throw this t-shirt on because I'm coming to fight. I don't care how I look. Let's go. I'm a street fighter. We got an amazing we got an amazing show for you today. We're gonna be talking about Bellator's newest bout. This is a Bellator 300. It's a stacked card. Which is why that's what we're gonna be covering today. But you already know KOs and low blows. We're gonna be covering what's happened in the last week in the world of combat sports. Voice, you ready?
Yes, sir.
Let's get into it. KOs and low blows. Now, Voice, Canelo, Charlo. We spent weeks, Voice, building up this super fight. Charlo said he was coming with it. I was ready to be like, you know what? Maybe Charlo can pull up the upset. They got in the ring this weekend, and it was crickets. Crickets. I wish we could cut the music and give a moment of silence for my hopes and dreams that Charlo was going to pull out the upset. Thank you. But he didn't. So, Voice, we got to ask, with the way things played out this weekend and it looking like Canelo Alvarez is back. He's back to his form. After these last couple fights have been a disappointment. Voice, where do these two fighters go? Charlo had been stripped of his undisputed championship. They allowed him to keep him so that he can go into it. And once everything started, he was stripped. Canelo looked like he was possessed. And we already know the fight that he has in mind, Voice. But where do these two fighters go next?
Well, as far as Canelo is concerned, I'm not sure where he goes. I know where I want him to go, but I'm not sure where he goes. Charlo really messed up. He fumbled the bag for like almost all of the PBC because it was probably set up for Canelo's 3 fights. It's like, okay, we gotta get somebody in. We'll get the younger Charlo in, then we'll get the older Charlo next, and then we'll fight Benavidez. Well, nobody wants to see him fight another Charlo because the other Charlo, Maul, he's on a longer layoff than his little brother was. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody. So, he messed it up for everybody. I know they've been bickering. Now they got something else to bicker about. So now he can't get paid. So you got that. Who he should face, though, is Benavidez. I don't know who that leaves him to fight in the third fight, but Benavidez is who he should face in the next fight. As far as Charlo is concerned, like I said, he he really messed some stuff up. He did, man, because he went in there and did not fight at all. Yeah, that's right. Benavidez, somebody pulled the BoxRec pictures, put them side by side, and said, "Let's do it, make it happen." And Benavidez, as you can see, if you can see, is the one who posted this to say, "I'm ready to do it." He reposted it. So that's a fight that we've wanted to see ever since he defeated Caleb Plant. He being Canelo. I said, Charlo messed it up for everybody. Nobody can get paid. He said in the ring, at least I ain't get knocked out. At least I ain't get knocked out. I think we got a tweet about that. It's like, at least I ain't get knocked out. It's like, okay, yeah, you didn't get knocked out. No, I want Bud. I said I want Bud. No, when Bud was in the ring whooping your boy, you said you can't see me. Man, you can't fight me. I want Bud. I want Bud. Bud was like, okay, you want Bud. I don't want you. I don't want you. You suck. You laid down, as he said, and let Canelo spank you like he was your daddy. Talking about some lions only. Y'all a bunch of alley cats is what he. Now he didn't say that. I said that, but other people have said, some other things like Cubs. I just thought alley cat hit a little harder. Anyway, yeah. So that's what he wants. What he gets probably is the winner of Kazu's son, Tim Tszyu, and Brian Mendoza, who fight next week.
Now, the disrespect of that tweet that went up is very ironic because there's also a picture right before that tweet where Bud is with Maul, literally posing while they're at the fight. Now, I know that Canelo has that 3-fight bout. So is there a chance after Benavidez, if he's successful and Bud is successful against Errol Spence, that we do get that Bud versus Canelo fight?
Bud is talking about it. Canelo said that's not in the plan. And I believe Canelo, because really there's nothing for him to gain there outside of money. There's nothing for him to gain. If he beats Bud, you beating a fighter that was a champion at 147 pounds and jumped up not 2, but 3 weight classes. We saw what happened when you fought somebody who was 2 weight classes below. Now you find someone 3 weight classes below. So if he wins, he's supposed to. And if he loses, then that's the end of the world for him. So unless they throw like Fort Knox and the Securitas Depot that Lightning Lee Murray robbed at him, I don't see it happening.
So before we move on, I got one more question, especially concerning this, right? Mm-hmm. So let's say Bud doesn't get this fight with Canelo. Where does his legacy sit? Because everyone is saying now, okay, yeah, he beat Errol, but where does he go from there? Because I'm sure no one wants to see Bud fight a Charlo now. So where would Bud go from there if he defeats Errol? I mean, is it just should Bud just retire, or is there anywhere else that he can go where we can actually look at it and say potentially he's the best pound for pound?
It really depends on what happens with Charlo's next fight. It's not a given that he would fight the Charlo, because again, if Charlo fights the winner of Tszyu Mendoza, as I suspect that he will, who's to say that he beats either one of them? He very well could lose, and then that person could go on and fight Bud. Awesome
take, voice. I mean, it just seems like it's chaos. I was really hoping, and I remember telling Julius, he hosts 494 with us. I remember telling Julius,
Luke Juice,
if Charlo can take those hits, Charlo's going to eat it up. But it seemed like Charlo didn't come in the fight, so I don't know.
I ain't getting knocked out. Producer, can you find that tweet by the Raging Babe?
I'm not
Raging Babe. By the way,
I'm not going to assume anymore. But we do have another fight that's coming up that is, he didn't knock me out. He knocked everybody else out in this game. Okay.
Right.
All right.
He knocked everybody else out. Just like he knocked out Bivol. Oh, no. Bivol beat him. Just like he knocked out Billy Joe Saunders. No, Billy Joe Saunders went the distance. And just like he knocked out Callum Smith. No, he went the distance too. Now I might be wrong. Billy Joe may not have, but Callum Smith did, because I remember his arm was super swole. But yeah, so he knocked everybody out. Okay.
Well, it is what it is. Don't tweet and lose, especially if you're not going to fight. Now, boys, let's go to this other big bout that was recently made. Tyson Fury and Usyk finally have been signed. It's going to be happening at a later date. It's going to be happening in Saudi Arabia. But what caught my eye from this is, how are you signing for a brand new fight when you have an upcoming bout with Francis Ngannou October 28th? And here's the kicker, because from what I've been seeing and what I've been reading, it's saying Ngannou is coming with the power training with Mike Tyson. What is Tyson Fury biting off more than he can chew? Is he literally potentially overlooking Ngannou and taking him for granted? Because even Fury's camp seems to be bent on the belief that he's going to make quick work of Ngannou.
Now, when you look at this strictly from a sporting perspective, he should. Anytime someone has switched disciplines to fight, i.e., you have, even though it's not quite a discipline, but you have your boy CM Punk, when he came in against somebody making a UFC debut, got dusted. James Toney, destroyed. Conor McGregor, when he boxed Floyd, destroyed. Nearly every other MMA fighter that's boxed, with the exception of Anderson Silva, has gotten destroyed. So he should make quick work of Ngannou. However, anything can happen. You see this picture. This is a picture of a fight that Fury had with Otto Wallin a couple years ago. You see all that blood. I mean, his shorts were red, white, and green for Mexican Independence Day, and it's like red, pink, and green. No, red, a lighter shade of red and green. Why? Because he got a really bad cut that could have caused the fight to be stopped, but it wasn't. You don't know what can happen, and made Otto Wallin look like, he was a real challenge. So, yeah, overlooking someone, it's not good, especially when you got somebody who hits as hard as Francis Ngannou does. Now, can Fury, do the Undertaker again? That was a couple years ago. So more time has passed, and the longer time goes, the weaker your chin gets. So he very well may be putting the cart before the horse in this one, and I think he did it because he felt pressure. People have been saying you shouldn't have taken this fight in the first place, talking really bad about him, and he was like, okay, I need to do something to take this pressure off of me. Let me go ahead and make the fight that everybody wanted to see. That'll stop people from talking bad about me. But yeah, you may have you may have put the cart before the horse on this one, because I know this man, Francis Ngannou, is coming to take your head off, literally.
So before we go to break, right? Let's say Ngannou pulls off the victory. Does Fury postpone Usyk and go back to Ngannou, or does he just kind of, head in hand and then go to Saudi Arabia again against Usyk? What happens here?
That's a great question. Because of Ngannou's contractual obligations with PFL, and now Fury's contractual obligations with Radia, which is where his fight with Ngannou and his fight with Usyk will take place. I don't know that they would do it again. They may just treat it as if it was an exhibition and a one-off, because his title is not on the line. So they may treat it as a one-off and move on. Does that make the Usyk fight better? It might, because it shows more vulnerability by the lineal champion. Even though Usyk has more belts, it shows more vulnerability by the lineal champion. So it may make it better. I don't know, but I don't see Usyk waiting for him to fight Ngannou again. I mean, when this first came out, Frank Warren said that this fight was going to take place in December. It's like he fights the end of October. You're going to have a whole nother fight camp and turn around and fight again. Not at this age, at least, I don't believe, but we shall see.
It's impossible to believe that you can look at Ngannou as a warm-up fight. That's not a warm-up getting hit with those bricks, but we'll see. I'll tell you what, though. If Ngannou comes out victorious, him going into PFL with a win over what many believe right now is the greatest heavyweight boxer in the world, that is great PR for PFL moving forward. So I'm interested to see that. I feel like Fury's biting off more than he can chew, and he got to relax. I didn't realize the man was only 35. I thought, he was a little bit older than that
too.
yeah. I saw that today. I was like, I didn't realize that. But thank you for that voice. That's KOs and Low Blows. Now we're gonna take a quick break. When we come back, Bellator 300. Friends are fighting. A cyborg is on the loose. And there's a man who's looking to go undefeated 30-0 in MMA. We're going to talk about that when we come back.
It's not just about the love of the game. It's about dedication and commitment through the process and the patience to endure. There's joy in reaching your goals and peace in knowing you've done all you're supposed to do. Ozell brand. It's not just a brand, it's a lifestyle.
Shout out to Ozell brand, man. It's week 4, week 5 in the NFL. If you ain't got those cleats for your kids, or if you ain't got your lemon pepper voice steppers, as we like to call them royal blues intact, make sure that you go get those. Now, voice. Brent Primus, he knows what it feels like to be a champion. I mean, he's been on the right side of it. The last time it was actually a major upset while doing it. Now, on October 7th, he's actually hoping to make magic again and regain his Bellator lightweight championship that also marked his first loss. Now, the problem with that is he's going to be doing that against a man who's literally looking to make history for himself, even though he may not be saying it, in the undefeated Usman, the younger cousin of Khabib. Now, the two are going to be battling in one of the main events of Bellator 300. It's going to be taking place live from the Pechanga Arena in San Diego, California. Now, and what's already a top-heavy championship card, the champion Usman, the younger cousin of Khabib, is actually looking to cement his own place and legacy, stating that he only has one goal, and that's to beat Brent Primus coming up. But many people are actually looking at this as the first step to him defending up to that 30-0 record. As we know, Khabib actually went 29-0 before retiring suddenly. But many believe that he's actually on pace to maintain the title. When he was asked about it, Usman replied, "Every time when I make a goal in mind, like right now, I have one goal. That is to win this fight, beat this guy, and take my belt home. I never put my mind of the same goal for the future, like 5 or 10 years, because we never know what's going to happen." Now, the man he's facing, the 30-year-old Primus, is a former champion looking to return to glory with that previously notable win against Michael Chandler, Tim Wilde, Derek Anderson, and Glarstone Santos. I apologize to that man if I butchered his first name. However, Primus is just 3-2 in his last 5 bouts, boys, including a 2 loss to Alexander Shablibi. Now, while Usman is focused as he is on Primus, what would an upset win over the undefeated champion look like for Primus, and what would he need to do to make that happen?
An upset win for Primus would look like his first title fight in Bellator, when he only had 8 fights, going in against the face of the franchise and Michael Chandler, and landed a leg kick that took Chandler out. A kick that has then been used by quite a few other fighters to be victorious. So yeah, he would have to have a miraculous outing, just like he did against Chandler, because he came back a year later and Chandler whooped him like he was supposed to. And actually, that got pushed back. It was supposed to take place here in St. Louis, and then he got hurt, so it wound up taking place somewhere else. But yeah, he would have to have a flawless performance. But here's the thing: even with a flawless performance, he may not win, and that's because of how great Usman Nurmagomedov is. You see him here training with Cain Velasquez, former UFC heavyweight champ. This is who is going to be in his corner because Habib is no longer coaching. And I guess Javier Mendez has something else that he's got going on. So the former champ, all-time great in Cain Velasquez got clearance for the weekend because, he's still on bail for a murder or attempted murder charge. But he got clearance and he will be in his corner. Yeah, he's an all-time great in the making, like you said. May not state it, but very well could be on his way to 30-0. The only person out there at lightweight that could give him a real run for his money, he runs within the gym, and that's Islam Makhachev. So yeah, he would have to have a flawless night, this being premise. And even that flawless night may not be enough to overcome the champion.
That's well said. I know a lot of people are excited for Usman. He's 25. Like, I would rather enjoy what he's doing, not put that pressure on him. And if he does it, great. If he doesn't get there, it's not going to take away from his greatness, because at 17-0 already at 25, it's highly impressive. Like, and he's working with the best of the best. So I definitely want to see that. I think, of course, Primus is always primed for an upset. We saw that with Chandler. But the thing about it is, while Primus has only been KO once in his career, in Usman's 17 career wins, all but 3 have come by knockout or submission. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out. Now, moving on, there's another bout on this card that, to me, has come off as probably the most volatile. Now, win or lose, one thing that looks certain is that Chris Cyborg and Kat Zingano will not be sharing any holiday cards this year. Now, as Kat recently put it before their women's featherweight championship bout coming up on October 7th, since she became a contender for the title, Chris has become an awkward bully. One that Kat is hoping to dispatch to become a champion in San Diego. Now, she stated, "It's a bummer because I really did respect her for a long time, and we knew some pretty close people and similar friends and relationships. I don't really know what she's trying to do with her legacy now, but she's kind of turned into an awkward bully, and it just bums me out. She really was a great athlete for a while, and I don't really know what she's doing." Now, she used "was," which is crazy. But this is not the first time the two have gone back and forth. There were actually ducking accusations. There was an accusation of cheating. But what has pushed this over the top, according to Zingano, is Cyborg's camp purchased in the URL for her full fight name and turned it into an advertisement for Cyborg's accomplishments. She said, "I just thought it was weird. And like, what is that? Like a psychopath? Why are you constantly thinking about me? Why are you constantly messing with me? It's weird because I want to beat the out of her the second I see her, which I don't want to get in trouble." The other one is like, "How cringy, creepy, and stalkery is she?" Now, for Cyborg, she actually responded stating, "I don't think I need to bully. I think a lot of my team bought the website. So if you don't buy the website, somebody's going to buy the website. This is like a business. This is the way to be nice. And if you like to promote the fight, it's cool. There's no bullying. After the fight, she can have her website back. It's nothing about bullying. And I don't have a problem with Kat." Cyborg sees Zingano as a person who's actually ducking her while stating that she wants to fight the champ. She said, "When you call out people, you have to be ready to fight. You say, 'I want to fight Cyborg,' but then I see she fights somebody else. And then the cheating allegations made against Cyborg, it only furthered her disdain. And she recently stated, she's undefeated in 4 fights at 145. She's great for the sport. She beat Miesha Tate. She beat Amanda Nunes. She's a great fighter, and it's going to be a great for the sport. I've already proven that I'm not a cheater. She's one of the best, and I believe she's doing a lot of talking. Hope she's really training hard for a big show, because it's time to see her put up. Voice, I mean, this is like main event heavyweight boxing beef. What are your thoughts on this and the go between the two? What should we expect from this coming out? Because I know, like, Zingano, when she first came in, she was kind of propelled to the top. And I know people were looking for this fight maybe 1 or 2 years ago, and it was pushed off. So what are your thoughts on the statements by both?
I think there's truth to what both of them are saying. It is kind of weird. Although, I must say a nice funny flex to take somebody's whole name and make it a site about you. That's really kind of ingenious. It is weird, but it is ingenious. And Kat did say things about her and drug testing. Kat came into Bellator in 2000, and the minute she joined the promotion, we all ask, okay, when are they going to fight? And, then Kat started, well, I want this drug testing. I want this. I want that, so forth. And she kept kind of kicking the can down the road. Cyborg was no longer signed to Bellator. Bellator just re-signed her, and they were able to get this fight made. Cyborg saying that she doesn't care. She does care. I'm sorry. She does care. And this is probably the most heated rivalry that she's had since Ronda Rousey. Because I won't even say that when she faced Amanda, it was a rivalry. It was just more so two greats. The greatest being Amanda, taking it away from the greatest at that time, which was Cyborg. Cyborg has won championships every single place that she's been. Not everyone can say that. She has been dominant for over a decade. Not everyone can say that either. And she's looking to maintain that dominance against Kat. How does Kat win? I really don't know. Cyborg hits harder. Cyborg is also a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu black belt like Kat is. Maybe she's able to wrestle her more so and control it via wrestling. But you got to get close. And in getting close, you can get caught. And you get caught by Cyborg, it's usually a short night.
Definitely. Now, it's worth noting, though, Zingano comes into the bout on a 4-fight win streak, while Cyborg has not tasted defeat since her 2018 loss to Amanda Nunes, who, by the way, Zingano previously defeated by TKO. So it's going to be fireworks in that one. This Bellator 300 card is just amazing. Now, our next bout it's not as aggressive as the two. As a matter of fact, you can actually quite say it's the opposite. Now, the women's flyweight championship is going to be on the line, and it's filled with a number of storylines. As Caramouche and McFarlane are really good friends, and in previous years, they've actually trained together. Now, for McFarlane, this actually may be the end to a great career, as McFarlane has recently hinted at the end of her career, stating that she didn't know how much longer she actually may be fighting. Now, the Eliminator, or the
Eliminator,
princess,
yes.
I wanted to say Eliminator, and I know it's not that. Now, she actually stakes claim to being the inaugural women's flyweight champion. That's a title that she actually won in 2017, and she defended that successfully multiple times until a decision loss to Juliana Vasquez in 2020. Now, ironically, that title was lost by Vasquez to Caramouche in 2022. Now, while Caramouche is excited for the bout, she has gone on record to say that no matter what, this is not going to affect her close friendship with McFarlane, no matter how weird it may be for the friends and former training partners. And she recently said it in the interview, now facing her, the last thing that you want to do is go in there and hurt your friend. I certainly don't want to hurt her, but we both got the goals we have in mind, and I can't put aside my success and my family to be able to place her needs and success ahead. So while it's awkward, we've competed side by side in many opportunities, and we've had opportunities to face each other, and it just didn't work out. We've always said we put it on the line against each other more than any other opponent, because at the end of the day, we know we can hug each other, and it's genuine hugs and just grateful for the experience to be in there together. Now, Voice, this is complete opposite from from the last bout we just spoke about.
Right.
But talk to me about what we can expect, because these are two individuals who are not only friends. I mean, they share things, they send meme videos back and forth. They're really close, but they've also been training partners before. So what kind of bout can we expect between these two for a championship and for what could potentially be McFarland's last bout?
Well, just touching on McFarland's last bout, or I should say that aspect of it, she said, and she said to me before, that her dream fight was to end her career facing Carmouche at Blaisdell Arena in Hawaii. Now, this is not Blaisdell in Hawaii, but she is facing Carmouche for the title. That's what she wanted to do. They are former teammates, as you stated. They are still very good friends. Before Carmouche's last fight, not Carmouche, before McFarland's last fight, and before she headed out for the fight, she borrowed Carmouche's truck to move something. That was just earlier this year. So yeah, they're very good friends, but they knew the moment that Carmouche entered Bellator that they very well may face each other. Now, knowledge can make a fight either really good or bad. Good in a sense of, I know you, I know what you do, I know your tendencies, I know how to exploit those things, I know where I've been successful in camps before, and I know how to get you. Bad in that same aspect. I know where you're good, you know where I'm good, you know my weaknesses, I know yours, I know where you've gotten me before, so now I'm so focused on keeping you from getting me that I'm not doing any fighting, like Jamel Charlo did not too long ago. So focused on not losing that you don't win. So it's going to be interesting to see how these things play out. Both fighters are very strong on the ground, so I could see this taking place on the feet, and there I'm not sure who has the advantage. I would lean Carmouche, but the Pineapple Princess made her name knocking out a soccer mom in her first fight. So it's not that she cannot strike. It's just that she generally does not lean on that to get her wins. The Pineapple Princess suffered some back-to-back losses. She came in overweight for her win against Bruna Ellen, where the champ is undefeated in Bellator and looking for a personal record of 7 in a row. You spoke about Elimele possibly retiring after this fight. Honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if both fighters put their gloves in the cage in the center when this was done.
Oh, wow. That's incredible to hear. That's something we definitely need to make sure we play back at the end of the fight if that happens, because that will be breaking news. Now, like you said, Carmouche comes in with a 6-bout win streak. Her last loss was actually 2019, a decision to Valentina Shevchenko, while McFarland is actually currently on a 2-fight win streak herself. That's going to be an incredible bout. Just to see those two friends literally at the end, probably giving their all, especially if they both know that this is going to be the end, whether it's for both of them or for McFarland. I'm expecting to see a masterclass going between two great fighters. So that's awesome. Thank you for that, Voice. Now, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be Bellator 300. There's a number of individuals also on that card. What we actually shared with you today are the championship bouts that are going to be on that card.
And if I could say one other thing.
No, I was going to say,
go ahead.
Now I was going to say, go ahead and give us your last words and also other bouts that you want to take a look out for here.
One of the reasons why I think I wouldn't be surprised if they both laid it down is because we don't know the future of Bellator. All year long, they've been saying, hey, we're looking for a partner, to partner with us. And then the entity that came up was PFL. And we know that PFL is not looking to partner, but looking to purchase. And there's been a lot bandied about regarding that. But nothing has been done except for these last couple fight cards have been loaded, like 15, 20 fights loaded. And the one in November, which I plan to be at, prayerfully I'll be covering that for MTMV Sports. It's got about 21 fight cards on. You have the Grand Prix as the headliner, the lightweight Grand Prix, and you got another one in Chicago next month as well. It almost seems like they're trying to get all these fights in so they can get people done with their contracts for whatever the next something is. If it's PFL, great. But there are also rumors about Live Sports and Showtime saying that they may be getting out of the boxing business soon. You know, again, these are just rumors. Nothing has been verified, you know, but these things are floating around out there. And if they shuttered their boxing business, I could see them shuttering this as well. There's new leadership there. And where you have new leadership, you have new and different directions. It'd be a sad day for sports fans, but with all the uncertainty, I could see both of those ladies laying it down, and I could see both the boxing and the MMA, just the fight sports landscape being remarkably different in 2024. Until then, though, we've got some fights going on. You got Lee Wood versus Josh Warrington on DAZN on Saturday over across the pond. So that'll be during the daytime. You also have a couple MMA cards on Friday. You've got Tom Lee fighting for interim flyweight title against Fremenov. And on Saturday, you have Grant Dawson taking on Bobby King Green in the UFC. So lots and lots of fights, but this week, the biggest, baddest, and best card is Bellator.
Awesome take, boys. Thanks for that. And before we go, I know you're talking about Bellator and the possibilities, and I know it's not ending yet. But before we leave, what would ultimately be the legacy of the Bellator brand if it is coming to an end?
The underdog. This is the place where the underdog has shined. And it has two different histories, one of which is not even thought of anymore. It's back when Bellator was PFL before PFL was. Bellator was all tournaments. That's what set it apart from everyone else under Bjorn Rebney. And, you know, it was good. It was, you know, a strong number 3. And then Strikeforce went away and they became number 2. Again, underdog because you have some excellent fighters that have flown the Bellator flag that haven't gotten, you know, a whole lot of respect. However, they've done some phenomenal things. Michael Chandler, no, he did not win the title, but he is making big noise in the UFC. He's like must-watch TV. Let's not forget that the person that he had his best battles against, Eddie Alvarez, when he went to the UFC, he became champion. Now, he wasn't the first champion to go to the UFC. That'd be Lyman Good. He did not do good, no pun intended. And you also have, oh Lord, I see him right now. He was fighting the Pitbull brothers in the hotel here in St. Louis a couple years ago. God, I can't. Will, forget his name, but he went to the UFC too, and things did not quite work out. But it's been kind of a mixed bag. We already know what happened with Askren, but Askren was away from Bellator for a while before that happened. But it's the underdog, the people who don't really get the respect. Patricio Pitbull is a problem. And you look at the fighters that they have now, the champions that they have now could very easily be champions in the UFC, but because they're not under those three letters, they don't get the respect that they should.
Awesome take. That individual you talking about, that was Will Brooks.
Will Brooks. That's right.
Producer. Awesome. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us every Tuesday, 7:15 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's Smoke O'Clock. We're here. This is the main card. And this is just a small portion of what you get with MTMV Sports. We've got everything from basketball, football, college football, HBCU. Even if you just want to have conversations, we've got something for everyone. And now you can even visit our website. You can purchase merch. You can read our articles. Everything that you're looking for, mtmvpn.com. Make sure that you visit us. Also, make sure you like, share, and subscribe. If you can't take a look at these good-looking faces, you can still hear these voices because we're everywhere where you can listen to your podcast. Once again, thank you for tuning in with us. Voice, take us out, sir.
All right, real quick before I give the last statement. You said you won't always be able to see our faces. You can on Spotify. So please, if you have not subscribed to us on Spotify, please do so because you can catch the replay there. Until next time, fight the good fight.
What's going on, family? It's your man, Wildress.
And it's your man, the myth, the legend, the voice.
And you just finished watching the main card on the MTMV network.
Yeah, for more great shows just like this, smash the subscribe button and keep fighting the good fight.